had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours, and we don't know whose it is. That alone, just that statement alone, deserves inquiry, deserves attention, deserves focus.
If you have objects in the sky that you cannot identify, that's a problem, because it could be China, it could be Russia, it could be any adversary.
Well, any unexplained phenomenon could pose a national security threat.
Whatever these things are, they aren't just sightseeing. They keep showing up where we keep our nukes, and that has people worried.
They have both deactivated and activated nuclear weapons with both the United States and Russia.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
The UAP activity surrounding nuclear weapons is not a historic issue. It's an ongoing issue.
Now, if something can't fly where we can't, and move how we can't, and turn our nukes on and off, we better figure out what it is fast.
This type of technology is not man-made. It's nothing that we can build or have built or are using out there. And the fact that we're seeing it so prevalently on a regular basis globally makes it a national security threat.
Now, if we don't know if aliens are the ones flying these things, we just don't. But even top scientists think we're not alone.
All of us, to a person at NASA, thinks that there must be life out there. The idea that there's only life on the Earth seems untenable. I mean, not only do you see the billions of stars in our own galaxy, but we see billions of galaxies. How could it just be us?
Dan Fair is the director and producer of The Age of Disclosure. So, Dan, tell me about these UFOs turning on and off nuclear weapons?
Yeah, so when I was doing the interviews for my documentary, The Age of Disclosure, one of the biggest concerns expressed by pretty much everyone I interviewed, ranging from Secretary Rubio to senior intelligence officials, is that there's ongoing UAP incursions over our nuclear weapons sites and sites involved in the nuclear process, from uranium mines to refineries, but obviously the most concerning being our nuclear weapons sites, right? Because no matter who's controlling these UAP, that's a problem. And as Rubio said in the film, we know they're not ours, and we don't believe they're an adversaries. So, we currently have no idea who's controlling them, what their intentions are, and what their plans are in the future.
And that seems to scare some of the top national security officials in America.
Yeah, I mean, a number of these people told me that's what keeps them up at night. Look, we all pay our taxes assuming the U.S. government is using that money to keep us safe, right? Obviously, unidentified aircraft that perform in ways no known human technology can perform over our nuclear weapon sites is a problem.
Yeah.
And we got to take it more serious.
It's that would create a crisis of confidence. We already have very low confidence in the government, right or left, and we'll see how that shakes out. The disclosure process is ongoing, but we're hearing from you and others that there are people inside the government that don't want anything disclosed. Tell us about that tug of war.
Yeah, so what's happening behind the scenes right now? So in middle of February, President Trump issued this historic presidential directive to federal agencies telling them to declassify evidence of UAP and non-human intelligent life. What then happened was a lot of these federal agencies and branches of the military either refused to engage or they just played dumb and acted like they didn't know, what evidence existed. We don't have anything. We don't know what you're talking about, that kind of nonsense. And, historically, these career bureaucrats have just waited out elected officials. They're gone in 3 or 4 years. And so a lot of these federal agencies are just hoping they can wait out the White House.
But there are good people inside the government.
100%. And
they want this out.
100%. And the White House and a number of members of the cabinet are aggressively trying to pursue the truth and to get this evidence out of the clutches of these career bureaucrats within the federal agencies. One federal agency has emerged in the last couple of months as the one taking this the most serious and aggressively pursuing the truth and working with the White House, and that's the FBI. The FBI is the largest law enforcement agency in the country. There's 13,000 FBI agents in the United States. They are hands down the best investigative body. And so as they wrap their arms around this more and make it a huge priority for the Bureau, I think we're going to see a lot of learnings and disclosure come out of that. They're certainly leading the charge right now.
We have a new movie coming out, Steven Spielberg. Everyone's talking about it.
Very excited about it. I think Steven Spielberg's the greatest filmmaker of all time, hands down. And, I never would have made The Age of Disclosure if not for the influence of his work on me. You know, Close Encounters was hands down my favorite movie as a kid. I've probably watched that movie 1,000 times. It captivated me. It made me interested in this topic. It made me wonder these big questions like, are we alone in the universe? Does the U.S. government, in fact, know more about this than the public does? There would be no age of disclosure without the age of Steven Spielberg. That is for sure.
But you have to watch the Age of Disclosure before you watch the new Spielberg movie.
I think that's a great idea.
And you can watch that where?
So it's available to rent or purchase on Prime Video. And I encourage everyone to watch it with their friends and families. It's really the greatest briefing at an unclassified level of this situation that the public can get.
All right, Dan, very good to talk to you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We'll look
Appreciate
forward to
it.
the latest drop momentarily. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.